it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another of my Halloween or Christmas You Choose. And today I'm using the Have a Hoot stamp set, which is so cute. Even the things that are Halloweeny are really, really cute. I can even get my head around the spider, which is just as well because that's the one I'm using today. So this does cover lots of occasions. You can actually use it for non-Christmas if you wish. I think of this as Valentine's. I think of this as just general gift giving, because you could say that what I suppose to be snowflakes are actually little stars. So don't think of it as just Halloween and Christmas. Think a little bit more outside the box. But I am doing Halloween and Christmas. So I've actually taken my design from the catalogue, from the August-December catalogue. On page 75, where it's got the bundle, there is this project here, which I have taken almost exactly literally, apart from I've put it on a pumpkin pie card base, but otherwise it is basically the same. I have added, because I can't resist them, the iridescent pearls, which are gorgeous. So I have added those there. One of them is the spider. So this is the card that I'm now going to turn into a Christmas version. So let me get started. I've got Misty Moonlight instead of the basic black. I have already stamped and die cut the owl that I'm going to use, and I've already stamped but not coloured the circle. Well, it's not a circle yet, but I have done the stamping in preparation. I have yet to do the stamping and embossing, so I haven't prepped everything, just in case you're wondering why you're tuning into the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is the background for the main piece of card. What I've been using is the the Frost White shimmer paint, which is in the annual catalogue, and I've got one of our old aqua painters, purely because I didn't want to use one of our nice new ones just in case it mucked up the brush. So this is the one I've got water in. So let me just get that sorted out. I'm going to bring in a piece of paper to protect my surface just a little. It's the back of an order receipt, my usual scrap paper. So give your paints a good shake. Mine's running out. I need to get some more because I love it. So all I'm going to do is, you see, I've still got paint on the nib of this brush, which is why I don't really want to use one of my lovely new water painters. But you could, and that's what I will be listing in the items that you need to make this, because we don't do the aqua painters anymore. Right, so I'm going to take my Take Your Pick and just, not that much water, so just take some of the water out of the brush tip and just flick some of the paint into the background. So they're kind of stars or snowflakes, you choose. Can I tell you, it goes everywhere. My light stand, I've got a stand for one of my lights just here, and it's almost completely, well, it used to be black and it's almost completely not now. The number of times I flick and spritz. Let's get a little bit more paint and get rid of a little bit more water. It's a question of getting the right mix between enough but not too much water. So that should dry to about what I'm looking for. It's really just to soften the flatness, and then I'm just going to try and clean that off my brush as much as I can. The issue is that it dries hard. The paint, I mean, dries hard. So as I don't have a sink in my craft room, I do like to, this is now covered in shimmer paint, never mind. Anyway, so I'm going to pop that to one side whilst we do the colouring. So I've got my stamped image, and this is just on ordinary Whisper White card. And I've got, now let's go through what I used for the previous version. So for my Halloween version, I used Mango Melody. I just used the dark for the moon, and I coloured the moon and then punched it. Then I used dark soft suede for the tree, and crumb cake, both dark and light, for the owl, and then the light soft suede for the beak and the feet. This, although I did colour it with the dark black, I then covered it up with a pearl anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So for my new version, I'm going to use still crumb cake. I'll use dark soft suede for the tree still, and then for the present I'm going to use dark Poppy Parade and dark Granny Apple Green. You do need to get them in a combo, but those are the colours that I have elected to use. So I'm going to start with my owl, and I'm going to start by just going over any of the stamped pieces that are kind of texture with my dark crumb cake, and then if there's anywhere which is obviously going to be in shadow, I'm going to add some there as well. So that's all I'm going to use the dark crumb cake for. Then light crumb cake for the bottom of his eyelids and the top of his eyelids, and basically everything that isn't present, as in gift. Now I have seen people who have left his eyelids white, which kind of worries me because that means he's got a line right across the middle of his eyes. It's just weird. So, I don't know why I'm colouring this, because it's this one I need to colour. Oh well, I do need to colour the outside of this. Hey, you'll get two versions of me colouring the owl. So let me very quickly colour the right piece, because this is going to go over that, so I don't actually need to colour that. You couldn't make it up sometimes, could you? So, repeat, but I can zoom in. That's what I can do. I can zoom in. Bear with me one moment and let me zoom in. Let me just put my hand where we're going so I can see in my camera where I'm aiming for. Right, now I'm going to have to try and keep this in place, otherwise you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. So let's put a little bit of dark underneath as well. Okay, so I might actually this time leave his lower eyelid white and see if I like it. So upper eye definitely coloured in, because otherwise what's that line doing across the middle of his eye? And then just blend everything in. I do find that a circular motion gives quite a nice blend, so it helps blend out the darker colour. Now what you can do, if you find that you're not blending smoothly and you want a smoother blend, it depends on exactly how you want the finished item to look. But if you want a really, really smooth blend, do light, then dark, then light again, and that gets a much smoother blend. But because I'm covering or colouring over a stamped area anyway, it doesn't make any difference to me if the dark is more obvious. Right, so I'm using the dark Granny Apple Green for the parcel, and then I'm going to use Poppy Parade for the bow. But I'm going to leave that to dry whilst I'm doing his beak and his, not nose. Don't need to worry about his nose because he hasn't got one. Well, he has one, but it's covered. So we'll do dark soft suede for his claws this time. Whoops, am I still in shot? Yes, I am. And now I'll come back in with my Poppy Parade just to do the bow. Now the reason I stopped and didn't do all of the parcel at once was so that the green had a chance to dry before I went in with the red, so they didn't merge into one another. Right, so let me see if I can pop my other image into the same space. Yes, I can. I'm going to keep it on its side, purely because there's not a huge amount that needs to be coloured, but I find it easier to do the branches up and down rather than from side to side. So again, I'm using dark soft suede for the branches, and that's basically all we need to colour. I might just do his claws just so if they show through they are the same colour. Right, okay, so now I've got to remember which way to go to zoom out again. That way, yay! Love it when a plan comes together. So that's the colouring on that. And then I've got the 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to line up the edge of the branch with the edge of the circle, because otherwise it kind of looks weird that it's just hanging in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's fine, but yeah. So to add my little chap, let me just find my sticky scissors, which I buried underneath my Halloween version. So all I'm going to do is add a piece of dimensional onto the back of my little chap and pop him in place. I'm not going to colour the moon for this because it's Christmassy rather than Halloweeny. So the only other thing that I need to do is the sentiment, which I'm actually going to do that way, I think, except that's not very square, is it? Let me get my little chopper and find a square edge. If I do go there, oh, that is almost square. So if I do that, then I can stamp it there, and then that I know is a right angle. Perfect. It will become apparent when I've done it. I will explain as I go along. So I've got the Merry Christmas. I still have my embossing buddy, and I'm sorry, I'm going to use it. We're sandboxing. We're trying very hard to get it back, but so far we haven't succeeded. So I've got white embossing powder and Versamark ink, and I'm going to just give that a bit of a blow, just get rid of the most of the embossing buddy. I'm just going to come in a wee bit and then stamp and dabble that in my embossing powder. Dabble is a technical word. And then pop that to one side, start heating up my heat gun. Now while that is heating up, a number of things to remember. A, we have a joining offer at the moment, which is amazing. The joining offer is always great, but it's even better at the moment. So if you've got a larger order, please look at that. If you need any of the products, you can find the list of those over on my website, which is linked below. And do remember to subscribe to the video or to the channel. So here we go. So that's that. It really does make a huge difference if you subscribe, and remember to hit the alert button as well. So I'm just making sure that has set before I come in with my mini chopper. And I need that. No, I'm not going to do it with my chopper. I'm going to do it with my big trimmer because I've done it in the wrong place for it to be easy to do with my chopper. So I'm going to come in with this, and I'm going to line up this straight edge here at 3/4 of an inch. Ooh, actually I'm going to line up a bit further across because I've stamped this too far away from the bottom. So I'm going to, whoops, that's the scoring blade. So what I want to do is trim that off. So I want the Merry Christmas to be on a piece of card that is 3/4 of an inch wide, ideally straight. There we go. And then I can pop this through my Banners Pick-a-Punch. So let me grab that. So this is the Banners Pick-a-Punch, which is in the August-December catalogue. I mustn't call it autumn-winter because it's not autumn or winter in Australia and New Zealand at the moment. So I've just trimmed that off. Don't need that piece anymore. And then I'm going to open up my punch, and I'm going in the flag end. So just pop that in. I like to just turn it over just to make sure that it's reasonably straight, particularly as my piece of card is slightly smaller than 3/4 of an inch. And then we've got our nice little flag. Pop my punch back where it came from, and we can build. So I've got my Misty Moonlight with shimmer. You probably can't see the shimmer, but it's beautiful in real life. You could use Wink of Stella, but Wink of Stella doesn't have the white, it just has the shimmer, and I wanted the white as well. This is half a sheet of thick Whisper White, and I'm just going to add my Misty Moonlight to that using some liquid glue. I do like the liquid adhesive because it gives you that little bit of wiggle room. Press from the back. Oh, I need that some more. So I'm going to pop this again in the same basic area, and again I'm going to use liquid adhesive. So there is our owl in the moon, and then this I'm going to just take my bone folder and just very gently curl the ends, or end I should say, so it just gives it a little bit of dimension. And then I can add this just here, and I want the corner to line up with the edge of the moon, and then just stick that down. And I'm going to bring in some of the adhesive backed snowflakes, which I learnt only recently come in 2 shades. One is iridescent and the other is just jade. It's just jade iridescent, but these are just jade apparently, and these are just iridescent. I have to say I wouldn't have known had I not read the catalogue. So I'm just going to add a few snowflakes over the stamped snowflakes. Now, I know I have this big thing about odd numbers, and when I used the pearls for my Halloween card, I had 3. I don't know why, because I'm just odd, I'm guessing. I don't think of the snowflakes as being a thing. I think of them as just being part of the background. So I don't have the issue with the number. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm just weird like that. So it's just accept that I'm odd. I think people probably already knew that, but you know, just in case you ever wondered, I officially declare I am a little strange. Probably more than a little. Right, let's have one there as well. So that's it. We have our Halloween or Christmas, you choose, project number 2. So I hope you enjoyed that. I would love to know which one you prefer. And I don't do Halloween, but I am kind of liking the Halloween versions of the projects I'm doing. Just saying. which is kind of weird. But anyway, I would love to hear. If you leave a comment below in below the description bar, that would be great. If you've enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up. As I say, if you would like any products and you're in the UK, you can shop with me. There's a link below, and also over on my website. And there's a link to my website immediately below. Associated blog post. You'll find some more photos and close-ups of the cards that I've made today. Thank you very much indeed for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!